IISD Reporting Services is here in Cancun, Mexico for the 5th Assembly Meeting of the Global Environment Facility and the 46th GEF Council Meeting, reporting on selected side events convening in parallel with the GEF Assembly. On Sunday, May 25th, an event organized by the Asian Development Bank and the GEF Secretariat discussed support for sustainable transportation projects in developing countries. In the event, Scaling Up Sustainable Transport Together. Bruce Dunn of the Asian Development Bank kicked things off by stressing that sustainable transport is an important driver of development.
When we look at things like reducing poverty, transport is often a key sector because it allows people who are developing goods and services and wanting to get those to market to be able to facilitate that through the economy. One of the key issues that we're facing in terms of sustainability is that it's the fastest growing sector globally in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. And we're also not just talking about greenhouse gas emissions, there's many other pollutants, particularly in the urban context, which have health effects. Poorly planned transport leads to a lot of urban congestion, which is inefficient. It causes time delays, which means money, cost delays.
He discussed the difficulty of agreeing to a common definition for sustainable transportation.
We define it in terms of really safe, affordable and environmentally friendly transport.
Panelist Hiroaki Takiguchi of the GEF Secretariat said that the co-financing of sustainable transport projects was the highest of any sector, reaching a ratio of $15.5 for every GEF dollar spent. Bernardo Baranda, Institute for Transportation and Development Policy, described lessons learned from implementing sustainable transport programs in Mexico City.
So of course, part of it is to measure the emissions and how many greenhouses you stop bringing to the atmosphere, but also like time savings or cost saving for the majority of the population, or how many accidents you will reduce, things like that that really appeal to people.
He also stressed the importance of creating livable, healthy cities.
Well, transportation affects really the quality of your life. Cities have been designed too much on the function of cars, so now I think we're beginning to have more this thing about people that prefer to live back in like city centers where there's beginning to be more activities that you can do walking or on bicycle or even public space.
Abel Lopez of the World Bank presented on the bank's funding of transport projects in Latin America, describing the need to include outside actors to leverage funds and better manage risk.
Policy that we follow in Mexico is the involvement of current private bus operators into the new system. And this is the first way to have the private sector involvement. And the second is for the infrastructure.
Rafael Acevedo-Duanas of the Inter-American Development Bank discussed the need for decision makers to prioritize new factors when considering transportation projects.
If you talk to a decision maker and you say, okay, if you improve your transit system, you're going to have less pollution, you're going to have less costs in health providing, because you're going to reduce illnesses from airborne diseases. Then he understands something that's tangible.
The audience posed questions regarding coordination between multilateral development banks, urban development priorities, and a gendered analysis of transportation.
Yes, I listened to all of you, and the bias from the social side is, I think we need to engender our analysis, specifically looking at where the gender dimensions come in and the social inclusion dimensions come in. Because at the end of the day, if we're talking about affordability, access, inclusion, if we don't know who we're targeting, because currently there are groups, vulnerable groups, that are being excluded, even as you, in the current transport systems, as well as the new shifts that we're making.
Bruce Dunn drew two main conclusions from the event: the need to measure transportation costs and benefits, and to better communicate the good work of the GEF to the public.
If I was a mayor, a municipal mayor or some other leader, why would I invest in sustainable transport? The other one that I think came out really strongly and is really important is the costs involved and the need for us to look at low-cost solutions. We also heard about the importance of looking at measures to mitigate risk, and some of the roles that either the GEF could play or some of the banks could play in some innovative financial instruments that could reduce risk.
Stay tuned for more video coverage of select side events here at the 5th GEF Assembly, brought to you by IISD Reporting Services.